This week on Top Drop, Jay checks out the ultimate beer lover's shed.
So much for the ride. It was a really good time. Really enjoyed my
Chris interviews a horse.
What's your favourite beer? What do you enjoy? What's your top drop?
And we take a slow ride down the Murray on a paddle steamer.
Okay, I'm just moving to that. Okay, yep. Please hold.
Welcome to the tranquil town of Echuca on the border of Victoria and New South Wales. This week's Top Drop mission is, during every interview, Chris and Jay must ask for a job. When the mission is complete, you will see this graphic. So, will someone take them up on their offer?
I tell you what, mate, I think you've got one of the best jobs in the world. Nice, cruisy and relaxing here on the mighty ship.
Oh, thanks, Chris. We try our best.
Well, this is my first time here on one of these little beauties before, and I've got to say it is nice and relaxing, very comfortable, and you can't really feel the speed and the pace of it at all. I don't think there's any more relaxing way to enjoy the Murray River, mate. And you get to do this for a living. So, how do you get up? You must enjoy getting up out of bed every day.
Yes, it's a lovely office to work in.
Magnificent, mate. Now, how did you start it? How did you get into it? Did you get any ideas off the old Titanic film, the captain and the ship there?
No, ex-engine room artificer with the Royal Australian Navy, so it's a bit of a natural progression, Chris.
Fantastic. How long have you been in this gig for?
I joined Emmy Lou looking after the 100-year-old Marshall steam engine back in 1993.
Sensational. Well, tell us a little bit about the history of Emmy Lou. I understand there's it's quite an age on her, and she's experienced quite a journey in itself. Tell us a little bit about the history.
Emmy Lou was constructed 100 miles down the river, a township called Barham, in 1981. Designed for accommodated cruising. In those days she slept 22 passengers in 11 cabins. Steel hull construction, powered by a 100-year-old Marshall and Sons portable wood-fired steam engine.
Sounds absolutely fantastic, mate. Well, notice there's still quite a few cabins here on board. Do people still stay here overnight? Do you do overnight trips?
Yes, we're heading out tonight. At the moment we're sleeping 18 guests in 9 cabins.
Ooh. Fantastic. Well, it's no better accommodating way, and of course, again, perfect weather to really enjoy. Tell us a little bit about the history of the Murray River and how the paddle steamers managed to make a little bit of an impact here on this mighty stretch of water.
The first paddle steamer arrived from South Australia in 1851, having a race with Francis Cadell in the Lady Augusta. 10 years later, Echuca was the biggest inland port in the southern hemisphere, conducting up toward 200 shipping movements per week.
And what would be your top drop? What do you enjoy to kick back and relax? You can't kick back and have a few while you're steering the wheel here. We don't want you to get in trouble, but what do you enjoy to relax?
Knock off time, I enjoy a local drop, the Carriage's Shiraz.
Excellent, and of course the Shiraz goes beautifully along with many of the great meals that we have on board here. The 1 o'clock stroll down the river, always a popular pastime for people to come in here and have a great bite to eat.
Exactly, and Emmy Lou does a great a la carte menu.
Excellent. Just on the offside, mate, I'm currently looking around for a job. What are the chances of us getting a gig here?
I do take bribes, Chris.
Oh, okay, well, I'll slip you a 50 later, mate. Well, thanks so much for joining us here on Top Drop. It's been an absolute pleasure on the PS Emmylou. Beresford, always a pleasure, mate. Fantastic. Keep up the good work.
Thanks very much, Chris. Pleased to meet you all.
I'm here on the town of Echuca/Mawama, on the border of Victoria and New South Wales. Now, this is, of course, a historic town, and if you know your history, you know that Echuca is an Aboriginal name for the meeting of waters, for it is here where the Murray, Loddon and Campaspe all meet up. And Mawama is, of course, New South Welsh for, hey Victoria, we think we're better than you. If you recall on last week's show, Chris dropped the clock, therefore losing the top drop mission, and in doing so, it forced him onto using public transport for a week. The only problem is, I have got no idea what form of public transport Chris has caught to get here with us today. Hello, Chris. I have been looking for you everywhere. Where are you?
Jay, I'm in New South Wales. Where on earth are you?
Oh, okay, in New South Wales. What's the weather like over in New South Wales at the moment?
Well, we've got a little bit of sunshine over here. The weather is absolutely magnificent. Couldn't get a more picture perfect day for here in New South Wales.
Okay, very similar to what we have here in Victoria. Look, obviously there's a little bit of a time delay here, Chris, so what say we meet at the port of Echuca?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get out there and absolutely enjoy it. We'll have a blast.
Okay, no worries, Chris. I think we better wrap it up there. Well, Chris, I know that you lost the top drop mission, forcing you onto public transport for a week, but what the hell am I on here for?
Come on, Jay, you know the rule. One in, all in.
Whoa.
Tell us a little bit about this horse. It's obviously enjoys a bit of a walk around, and it's very popular here with the tourists.
Yeah, look, her name is Splash, and she's 6 years old. She's like an old horse, so really she's very quiet and reliable. G'day. And she loves people. She loves getting a pat, and enjoys getting out of the paddock and doing a bit of work. She's a Clydesdale cross, so she's not a full Clydesdale, but she's still got a bit of the feathering around her legs.
Fantastic, mate, and seems like she's done a few Ks under the belt being around here. How long have you had her on board here?
Yeah, look, she's been in town for a little over 12 months, and she's been quite a bit of training on the roads out of town before that.
Fantastic. What do you find sort of brings people to wanting to have a ride around Echuca? Do they sort of get to experience the heart of what it's all about?
Yeah, look, I think they come down to the port area just to check out the wharf and the paddle steamers and things like that. But they see the horse, and look, horses are just great to spend time with, and I think especially kids love them, and they just get drawn in by the lovely nature of animals.
Magnificent, mate. Tell us a little bit about Billabong Ranch. The ranch itself is based a fair way out of town, but there's plenty of excitement to go.
Whoa. Yeah, look, it's just 10 minutes out the road. It doesn't take long at all. Stand, girl. Good girl. And it was all sorts of indoor and outdoor activities. We do the trail rides, which go down along the Warrigal Creek, the Goulburn River and the Murray River. So you can try any sort of duration on those different rides, and a winery ride out to the Cape Horn Winery, which is very popular. Can be done by horseback or by carriage. And then we also do indoor mini golf, archery, paddle boats. What else? We've got a bouldering wall, frisbee golf, great Aussie outdoor adventure, the frisbee golf. Good challenge for the whole family, especially on a windy day. And we do an animal nursery where the kids get to handle all the baby animals. Walk on, Splash, walk on, up. Just excuse me for a sec, we'll get her going. And trot on, trot, up. Good girl. Yeah, so it's fun for all ages really out at Billabong, from little toddlers right through to the elderly. We cater for everyone.
Magnificent, mate. Back to old Splash here. She's cruising along on the old bitumen through the heart of Echuca. I wonder how many clicks she gets up to on the radar.
Yeah, look, not too many. We've never been known for speeding, but we do tend to slow a bit of the traffic up and make them take a bit of time to check the town out while they're going through as well. So,
needless to say, you're doing the local tourism here a bit of a favour.
Oh, that's right, yeah. As long as the people who are getting held up don't get too irate, then all's well.
Well, I'm pretty sure if they head down to Melbourne, they get to experience the same thing. If they had a few horses down there holding up traffic, I don't think they'd mind too much.
No, well, that's right. Just one horse for 5 minutes is probably nothing compared to what they put up with day in, day out.
Magnificent, mate. Well, thanks a lot for joining us on Top Drop. It's been an absolute pleasure, and enjoying this ride on good old Splash and having fun. So that's what it's all about.
That's exactly right. Yeah, more of it.
So, Splash, thanks so much for the ride. It was a really good time. Really enjoyed my moments with you. What's your favourite beer? What do you enjoy? What's your top drop? Oh, excellent. Now, what do you reckon of my chances of getting a job here? I could be saddled up next to you. What? Not interested? I'm not good enough for you? It's the price you pay for service around here.
Okay. All right, just got to get you to sign this talent release.
After a fascinating interview with Splash the horse, Chris and Jay decide to check out the Great Aussie Beer Shed. Jay catches up with the ultimate collector, Neil.
Okay folks, as you know, I'm a big fan of memorabilia beer and everything to do with beer here, and I think I've found somebody who's clearly out trumping me here. There's only one place to go if you're a fan of it. It's the Great Aussie Beer Shed here in Echuca, and I've got the man who runs it, Mr. Neil Thomas. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much, mate.
So I'm hearing 37 years in the making and over 17,000 beers. Tell me this isn't true.
It's true, and they're all empty. I think it's obvious who drank most of them.
How did this come about?
Oh, it's just a passion. I was starting collecting about 37 years ago on a trip to Adelaide, and just 2 grew to 10 to 20 to 20,000, or nearly 20,000. So there you go.
How quickly did that one grow?
Oh, just slowly, but it's just a passion, and there is a beer can collecting club, different clubs around the world, and a lot of our collectors actually don't even drink, but we enjoy beer here, yeah.
Okay. Now I understand it's not just Australian beer, it's beer from all over the world there. You got some very rare items, I've been told.
Yes, I've got there's 17,000 beer cans, but they're from all around the world. I do have what's deemed to be the world's rarest beer can here, and also Australia's rarest beer can. But we've got lots of cans that look like bottles, and lots look like plastic bits and pieces, and the Japanese very, very colourful. But there's 17,000 on display. But the important thing is it's not just beer in here, it's all Australian history, and there's just heaps of stuff.
I've been through there, I've seen things like petrol bowsers around, we've got butter churning machines, all sorts of things here.
There's washing machines, and plus we've only just opened the new Heritage Farm Museum, and out there we've got everything from a blacksmith's workshop, shearing shed, milking shed, saddlery, we've got the old stump jump plough, we've got everything. Now the clock's just going, and it's the BB clock, and on the hour, every hour it plays a tune reminding you that you need a beer.
That's it, we certainly do. Luckily we've got one here we prepared earlier.
Okay.
Of the collections out there, Neil, any particular favourites, personal favourites of yours?
The Furphy Farm water carts. They're just fantastic. They're local history. They're from Shepparton. and I've got one of the very, very first carts from 1880, and then it goes to 1890, 1895, 1920, 1930, 1942, 1960. I've got the whole sequence of them there. It's been a passion of mine collecting for many years. But the 1921, when we're talking about beer and that, it's just fantastic, because underneath the Shepparton, we've got this funny looking writing, and it's not Arabic, it's Pitman's shorthand. And what it translates to, I just love it for a beer museum. It says, "Drink water, it's pure. Beer and whiskey are concoctions of the devil."
There we are. Beautiful, love it. That one there. Of course, it's awfully strange, because back in the day when beer was started, as we know, it was better, healthier to drink than water.
Well, that's what they tell us, yes.
So, and I'm going to stick with that story instead.
Well, I've heard it, and I think I should stick with it too.
Men love beer, men love women, and our friends from Tennants in Scotland put the two concepts together by having, from the 1960s right through to the 1990s, a lovely lady on their cans to help market their beer. Now, the concept was stopped at the end of the 1990s because of the equal rights movement, where the choice was to have either women and men on their cans or nothing at all. So they did choose nothing at all. Bit of a strange sensation, this one, having women to the left of me and women to the right. I think I might stand here for a little bit longer. Now, I've been told that you've got also a rare bottling machine there.
Yes, I've got I've got a number of different bottling machines, but I've got one there from the Brisbane Brewery, and it's over 100 years old. One bottle at a time. A lot of hard work, but it's a fantastic piece.
No, it must be there. That certainly has come a long way. One bottle at a time. I don't think I can handle that with the drinking. Quietly there. Well, I've been told I should be doing.
But I've got another machine there, which is from about 1938, and they actually did fill your bottles in the hotels in that era. But it's quite funny, because they actually had your bottle and they put it inside a straw sheath, so that when they banged together they wouldn't break. And the bag you had was actually a paper bag about 10 layers thick, just like a cement bag today, sewn on the bottom, and that was your slab in the 30s in Australia. That's how you took it home, a paper bag sewn up with beer bottles and straw around them. I've got them all on display here. It's just a fantastic bit of Australian history.
Yeah. Been told there's also a rare piece, an interesting and sad story about a cannon from the local area here.
Yes, it was at the end of the First World War. 154 cannons were brought back to Australia, and one came to Echuca. And unfortunately, in the 60s, in that era of make love, not war, hippies, anti-Vietnam, it was actually taken down the local tip and buried. A local fellow took 4 years of digging the old tip site, but he's actually found it. And it's quite dilapidated, but it's a great piece of Australian history, and it's on display here. And I think we're all proud to be Australian, and we're proud of our diggers and what they've done for us. And we've got Anzac Day coming up. Might have to date that.
Well, of course, we wouldn't be here talking about this if it wasn't for those who had gone before us in the war and fought for the freedom that we enjoy today.
Exactly right.
And that one
exactly
there. So it is something that needs to be, not sure if celebrated is the right word, but observed and not buried.
It's paying respect.
On that one there. Now, we're called Top Drop. We need to know, what's your top drop?
Well, everyone asks me that, and you know what I say to them? My next one. My favourite beer is my next beer. As long as it's cold. I do say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So whatever state I'm in, I will drink their beer, and I enjoy it all. But I must admit that if you go into a restaurant or something like that, Crown Lager, it's a lovely drop. But I do enjoy, when I'm in Tasmania, the Boag's Premium as well. So both probably top end of the range, and they're very, very nice. But the day-to-day beer around here is Carlton Draft.
There we are. You've acquired a piece from Young and Jackson's.
I have. When Bondi was trying to swanise the world, on the front corner of Young and Jackson's Hotel, they had a big beer glass with the sign on it, Swan Beer, and they don't even make that beer anymore. And it's 6 metres tall and 4 metres wide. I've got it in the car park at the moment, but it is going to go right at my front entrance to the museum here as you walk in, and we're going to change it and put the Great Aussie Beer Shed logo on it, and we're going to call it the Big Pot. So you can go up to northern New South Wales and to Queensland, and you've got the big banana, you've got the big pineapple, and you can have all that. Come to the Great Aussie Beer Shed and you'll get the Big Pot.
Yep. And I highly recommend that people come to the Big Pot there. Neil, thank you very much for your time today. And keep up the fantastic work here.
Thank you very much.
An absolute pleasure. Oh, and you wouldn't have a job at all for me. A job. Yeah,
Oh, well,
Channel
in there.
31.
Well, if we get busy, we can give you a job.
Okay, yeah, right, fair enough.
No worries.
And that, my friend, is what you missed. A lovely day we had at Echuca. I hope you all enjoyed it. Nick?
Oh, fantastic, guys. I'm really impressed with all the work you did out there, particularly Neil from the Great Aussie Beer Shed. He was very accommodating. Thank you very much, Neil.
He's a top drop, top bloke.
Oh,
It was?
Yep, amen. It was great to get down to the port of Echuca. Now, if you want to see a little bit of history, a bit more culture down there. People down there are very friendly. And heading down to Billabong Ranch, Splash there, geez, she's got some problems.
All right, now
Splash the horse.
So
Yes.
deodorant issues, I'll tell you what.
let's now bring this fast forward into the modern day because we need your help, guys.
We do?
We do. We're here to tell you to get on our face page, our face tweet, our website, the lot. All the information is down there. Help support us and it shows all the people that have supported us thus far as well. Great places to check out. You can follow us where we've been, what we've tried, the lot.
Yeah, so without this show, without our sponsors, this show wouldn't be possible. And if you'd like to help us out, please go to our website, post an email, fantastic, and keep watching the show. It'll only get worse from here on in, we promise. And next week's episode, Chris?
We're going to be spooked out just a little bit because we're going to head on our ghost pub crawl. And we're going to investigate just some of the more spookiest pubs in Victoria.
Ghost show, really?
Yeah.
What we would like you to do while we're on this one, we would like you to jump onto our Facebook page and send us in our top drop mission.
Yeah.
We're leaving it to the viewers this week.
Back to the viewers this week, back by popular demand.
So the top drop mission each week, as you know, if you've been watching the show, is you just send us a mission, ask something you would like us to do during the show, preferably, how can I put it?
Clean.
Yeah, clean,
Not too dangerous.
and amusing. So yeah, just give us some ideas with what you'd like us to do, and that's how our top drop mission works.
Well, thank you very much for joining us at this edition of Top Drop. We look forward to your company next week as we tackle on some of the most haunted pubs in Victoria. And on behalf of the team, we look forward to seeing you next week. And get online while you can. And
Cheers.
let's hope your next drop is a top drop.
Beautiful. There is a nice walk through the ages there, and I believe also a very interesting and sad story about.
Someone stir the music up. Thank you. A little bit more.
That's okay.
You like the music? We'll turn it up for you later, honey.
We've got an editor for these reasons, Nick.
I think those girls are having a good day.
And rightfully so.
What's their 40th birthday?